Welcome back to the Moneyline Grind. We are underway week 2 of the 2025 NFL season. I got 2 picks for you for Thursday night football game. We got the Commanders taking on the Packers. Let's recap what we did on Sunday. A 1-2 night. Little rough on the single plays, especially coming off of a losing Thursday, but we did hit the parlay of the day. On Sunday night, we put it all together. Actually, it was done by, I think, the 4:30 game. It was a 3-legger plus 352. Raiders and Pats under 44 total. Baker Mayfield over 1.5 touchdown passes. Broncos alternate line -5. Usually only put a half a unit on this. This time we put the full unit and we needed it. The $20 brought us back 92. Plus 352 here. So we win 3.5 units there, which really makes up for some of these losses here. I think we're almost back at even after a kind of a bumpy first week. It's kind of wild to only win 1 out of your 4 or 5 bets, but hit a parlay of the day that kind of brings you back to even overall. But let's start with what we have this week here. Go with the total score here. Now I obviously love this pick, but if I had to put all my eggs in one basket, it would be the second pick. If you're a guy who's going to split this and play the odds, which is always a safe bet these 1 unit each. Starting off the total score, I'm taking the over line here. Over 47.5 -118. Lots of books have this at like over 48.5 at -105. And I just feel like that extra point makes all the difference. 48 is a very football number if you know how to kind of work the scores with the 7s and the 3s and the 6s and all that stuff. It's easy to get to 24, easy to get to 48. And I think that's what we're going to see here. I think the Commanders are going to look even better than they did against the Giants. I think the Giants have been pooped the last few years, so I don't think beating them up really gives the Commanders any extra points or any extra attention. But I think the Giants' defense is a little tough. I think the defensive line kind of, Jalen Daniels still got 40-something, over 40 rushing yards, but he's dynamic like that. And only 21 points for an offense that has some of these like type of caliber names that they can go to. I think that's on the low end of what we're seeing from the Commanders this entire season. They got that week 1 against a surprisingly better than expected Giants defense maybe. And on the other side, I think Jordan Love is a stud. When I watch him play, I'm just always impressed with his like laser focus, his accuracy. And I've seen him command the drives like a lot for his young career. He hasn't thrown over 200 yards in the last 4 games. This dates back to last season, but they know they're going to go up against a dynamic offense, and they know they're going to have to come out and make some plays. Look for some great scoring plays in this Thursday night football. There are a lot of good weapons. We have 2 very dynamic quarterbacks, 2 teams that are on the brink, really trying to take that next step and be true contenders. Although many people do think the Packers are true contenders this year, I don't have an opinion yet. I still need to see some football. And my second pick, my best pick, Terry McLaurin over 3.5 receptions. Like a lot of lines have this at 4.5 now, but I'm gonna take the 3.5 at -165, and I'm gonna put a 1.5 unit bet on this. So if you're following me, $20 a unit. This is a $30 bet, our first 1.5 unit bet of the season. I honestly thought it would take me a little bit longer than week 2, but here I am kind of just scrambling at what the season has thrown at me so far, taking advantage of something that I know we can win and just get us a couple of units, and we just have to build it. We have 17 more weeks. We can definitely do it. And like I said, I think the Giants defense wasn't too bad and was tougher on the Commanders than they were going to get credit for. I also like the idea of the Commanders looking at Terry's numbers here last game and kind of forcing some early action. We don't really need yardage. We just need the Commanders to respect Terry, which we've seen they've done in the past, and want to get him in a rhythm, want to make him a threat. We know you probably have Deebo Samuels out there commanding a lot of attention, could sneak in. We only need 4 receptions, and I think we see 1 or 2 in the first 2 drives. He averages 5 receptions over his last 10 games, had 2 last game, and hopefully the law of average balances this out. That means what? That means he has to get 3. He has to get 8 this game for that to balance out. But those are my 2 picks. Really hard to play these Thursday and Monday bets because there's only 1 game. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we just only do Sundays, but I hope not. Here we got a little humble parlay of the day, another 3-leg, another plus over 300, plus 315. And I put a whole unit here. My recommendation is a half unit. So although you see it, don't do what I say, don't do what I do what I say type of thing. And I'm going with Eckler over 2.5 receptions. Going to give Green Bay some respect here, seeing some short plays and scrambles on the other side. I'm going to take Kraft here. Let's see what the number is. Over 2.5 receptions as well. Last 5 games. he's had, where he's only had 2 receptions, which he had in week 1. He's bounced back with at least 3 receptions in the following game. 6 receptions in 2 of those 5 on the bounce back. And I'm going to take Jordan Love over 200 passing yard. I think he slings it a little bit. And I know he's a careful guy. He's a very precise guy. So the short plays would be there. Maybe the short plays open up a long 50-yarder. Who knows? But he has some very solid targets. And I think his poise is way advanced to his age. Going to be a good game. Going to be an exciting game. It's Thursday night football. All attention on them. All the cameras there. He has the poise to lock in. Although he hasn't, he hasn't really gotten, I think, over 200 yards in quite some time. I think this is the game where we see the ball switching sides pretty often. Those are my 2 picks. That is my parlay of the day. Thank you for rocking. Please hit the subscribe. I don't charge for picks. Just come and check it out. You can take this analysis and take something else. Maybe you're like, all right, well, he thinks Eckler's going to get the ball. Maybe I'm going to go with the reception yards. But I do some research because I never want to see a fellow better lose. It's us versus the house, and I can just give you my side of the story. Feel free to share your side in the story in the comments. I am not on a high horse. There are plenty of people who get picks right that I get wrong, and we're all just here to get money, right? Best of luck. Let's get this money.